welcome to another edition of the Sports Corner. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Pour. And once again, here on a Monday, the Monday of the Super Bowl.
Wow.
It's once again, the Barnes and Tony Show. Anthony, how are you?
Pretty tired, dude, but alive and running. Stoked, like you said, Monday of the Super Bowl. I really can't believe that, the Super Bowl is less than a week away now. Totally stoked for us to kind of go even more in depth than we did yesterday. Stoked about the horseshoe. Just overall excited to be here, Brian.
Absolutely.
Yes.
A great show yesterday. If anybody happened to miss that one, we talked in depth about some quarterback history, Super Bowl history, the matchup for this Sunday, as well as some good baseball discussion. So definitely check that out. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, all about it. So a lot to talk about, but we do have Kev Dude chirping earlier or no?
Chirping?
I believe so.
Hold on, let's see what he has to say here on this beautiful Monday morning. Oh, dude, he is chirping. We want the smoke, he says. Super Bowl week, final picks of the season, just to give you guys an advantage. I might let Josh make the pick. I don't know if that's a slight on us or Josh. Not sure yet. I've been mopping the floor with you, he says. What do you think about that, Brian?
It's a little ridiculous. Like, okay, Kev. Like, listen, credit where credit's due. Picked well, but I think we've been pretty much even stride with them throughout the playoffs. I mean, we got screwed on a total at the end of the day. Other than that, we've gone pick for pick.
Pick for pick, dude. Tit for tat. And then we have Ryan McNeil in here saying, Heidi ho, downtime.
It is going to be tough, though. How are we going to agree on the pick if we do get first pick? It's going to be tough.
Who do you think, if Kev Dew and them have the first pick, who do you think Kev Dew and Josh pick?
Kansas City.
Right? Probably.
Yeah.
I actually haven't even checked. What's the line on the spread?
Last time
now?
I checked, it was 2.
Let's see what we got going on here now. It's up, not the minus 1.5 now.
Okay. So yeah, I think maybe it would. I don't know if it went to 2.5. Wait, go to the Gamecast because it'll show. I think.
I feel like it started at 2.5.
Yeah. 2.5 to 1.5. Okay, so that means a lot of action on Kansas City,
dude.
Very
interesting at that. I didn't realize ESPN is predicting the Niners to win.
Yeah, but you can't really go by that stuff.
No, I never do. But it's just interesting.
Okay.
I mean, come on, dude. Come on.
I don't know. I think we could have that debate.
Yeah.
All week.
Literally.
I want to just talk about that all week, honestly. I guess because my biggest thing though, just thinking about it, is like I just have seen, I've watched all 3 games in depth for the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And am I missing something? It just seems like Mahomes has made every throw that he's needed to make.
No, I mean, you can't disagree with that. I mean, the Chiefs got here. They've found ways to win games.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what championship teams do. That's what phenomenal quarterbacks, great players, that's what great coaches do. They figure out ways for their team to win games. And the Chiefs have been doing that. Mahomes has been doing that, and they've been doing that more so, I think, than ever, I think, this season. Figuring out ways to win, finding their way into the playoffs, finding their way past, conference, divisional round, stuff like that. So, I mean, you can't not give them their credit, but I think this is going to be just the occasion where they just don't find a way.
Now, I mean, but what about, like, what's the answer, though, for the way the Niners defense has been playing now? Because they haven't, like you would say, it hasn't looked great.
Right.
What makes you think that it is going to look great in this one?
I mean, I think that they're going to – I mean, Bosa's going to have a huge game. And I think, yeah, I mean, he's been great this postseason, better so in the regular season, I think. So I think because of that, they'll probably be able to get to some pressure on Mahomes. And I would imagine they're going to do a better job in terms of defending the run, which is what they're going to have to. I think a lot of that defense relies on what's going to be coming up front. Because we know, I don't know, the secondary of the Niners isn't the greatest.
Suspect.
It is suspect. And they're I forget where they're at, but their defense gives up a lot of yards after catches. And that's been one of their biggest issues. So I guess, maybe you can argue their safeties or just their secondary coverage in general, which is why I think they have to lean heavily on their defensive line to get pressure to Mahomes. He's barely been sacked this postseason at all. He's barely seen pressure. So I think if you get that to him, it'll rumble his cages a little bit, defend the run. I think that'd be enough for the defense to kind of hold off when it comes to.
I just can't wait to watch this game.
It's going to be a great game. It really is.
Yeah, and I do love the whole when you have like a matchup for the second time in like a 5-year period. I love that. I love that. So just who's going to win round 2? Obviously the Niners quarterback has changed, but they have the same head coach. Obviously the Chiefs, have Mahomes and Reed still. So it's definitely interesting. A couple of things. We have some more comments, but also I don't know if I've asked you this or not, but the Heidi D Hi-O, like with Ryan McNeil, like what's that all about? I think he's said that a couple times.
Yeah, he's been hammering that. I don't know if that's just his
he's been hammered.
He's been hammering. Yeah, he's probably been hammered, dude. No, I don't know if that's just his thing now, but it's still Heidi Ho.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was something like a shoe thing.
No. I mean, the only thing I'm pretty sure we talked about home improvement. Tim Allen, the neighbor.
Okay.
You don't like Tim Allen,
right? Yeah, he's a Chief.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you want to get some more comments here.
Michael Bukta, the super fan himself, is in the building.
Yes, definitely the super fan saying the Lakers beat the Knicks in the Garden Saturday night. Let's go. The exclamation points when LeBron dunked that alley-oop. I almost jumped out of my seat.
That must have been awesome.
He was there. He was there
that must have been
in
awesome.
person, dude. That's sick. And now he's asking what would happen if Tatum climbed up the mountain to the Grinch's house. I don't think Michael would like that very much.
I think Tim Allen would come save the day.
Stop it, dude. Kev doing the house saying, stop it. It's not a dig at Josh. It's a dig at us, he says, with our bad picks this year. I don't know. I kind of feel like you were slighting Josh a little bit, dude. Like,
Yeah, and it's like, come on.
Whoa.
Like you're acting like you walk on water. Like I said, I mean, I think the playoffs, we've answered the bell at the end of the day.
He says their DBs are as bad as you guys making picks. I'm assuming he means the Niners at this point.
Yes, Tony.
Yes.
And then shout out to everybody who's tuned in Instagram Live.
Wow. Actually, Instagram Live is down.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They not Instagram itself, but StreamYard is having issues with, I guess, whatever
it's just a system update.
Yeah, probably. They probably do some updates. It's actually kind of funny because it happened on Friday, and they sent you a message. We're having trouble connecting to Instagram. It seems to be on Instagram's end.
Oh, I got you.
So they're kind of blaming Instagram, it seems. But we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. So much to get to. I do want to start. Josh will tell you he made picks. What do you think he said? Like that? He's part of the success as well. That's what I'm guessing Kevin means.
I hope so, dude.
And then he's saying bad.
Josh tell you he made bad picks. So Kev Dude's just taking more credit for himself. Is that what's
really?
Going on,
He's
dude?
Getting a little overzealous.
I think maybe he's been spending too much time in the Chick-fil-A basement, maybe
with the fly.
Yeah.
So I literally just before this show found this out. So we knew, yesterday I guess we mentioned it maybe quickly at the top, maybe not, but how Pebble Beach Pro-Am, was supposed to finish up yesterday. And then they canceled it because of high winds, moved it to today. And I guess rainy there, still bad conditions with the wind. So they canceled the rest of the tournament. Wyndham Clark wins it. And listen, he did have a tremendous third round, shot a 60, had like the most
ridiculous,
like, amount of total like feet with putts like in a round in like 18 years or something.
Course record, right?
Yeah, I think a course record 60. And obviously coming off the US Open, win last year, also won at Wells Fargo, 30 years old. And we talked about the putts, widely known as one of the best putters in the game. This is a big win for him. He gets $3.6 million. So I think, he did play better than the whole field. I mean, 12 under in a third round is absolutely insane. Especially it's not perfect weather. It's not 80 and sunny every day over there. So I think he deserved this, but I have to say, I do really feel bad for the guys that were right there, like Ludwig Aubert. One shot back. I mean, what would that final round would have looked like? Mathieu Pavone, also two shots back
again.
You had Dietrich, who had that 63 in round one. He was two shots back, as well as Mark Hubbard. Jason Day surged up with a 63 in the third round. He was also tied with JT and Scotty Scheffler. So I just feel like things would have changed a lot in the fourth round, but I do understand it from a perspective that the Waste Management tees off on Thursday. These guys want to get to that event. Everybody who's playing, and not everybody's playing, but a decent amount of guys are playing, given that it's not a designated event. But in a way, like, I almost like it better not being a designated event, because then it doesn't have the limited field. And I think it's a course, a tournament that most of the golfers on the PGA Tour love playing because of the atmosphere, because of the friendly, confines where it's a gettable course, a scoreable course, and just a flat out beautiful course. So it is nice that there's just regular full field cut, all that. I don't like this no cut bullshit.
No, yeah, I don't like the no cut bullshit either. But I will say, Saturday night at the Horseshoe, we watched like the replay
of the Pebble Beach
from Saturday, round 2. I think the weather that day was like sick, dude. It seemed like the sun was out. It was like a little cooler. People working their vests or quarter zips, whatever. But the background, the sun, the clouds, the water. Oh my God.
I know,
dude.
it's not like that, but doesn't it seem like a big wave could just come and just go like flood the green?
Yeah.
But it must be higher up than it looks.
Yeah, it must be. High tide must not really. Yeah, it must be higher up, so high tide doesn't really come up that much. Maybe.
Would you say like most beautiful course you've ever seen, or no?
I would say so, right?
Just because of the water. Like even trumps Augusta. Like, it's not as green as Augusta, but the water, you think, is just, it's so unique.
It is unique is a good word for it.
Beautiful. Yeah. So hopefully, I don't think they have a future major scheduled there, but we know, or actually they might have one. I'm trying to think, actually.
At Pebble Beach?
Yeah. Let's see. US Open.
Open 2023.
I think it was 2017 when Gary Woodland won the last time it was there. Future sites.
2027 US
2027.
Open.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 3 years from now in June, like, that's great.
Yeah.
Like, going there in June, the weather will be nice.
That's cool.
So that's awesome. And third anchor site. What's this about?
I don't know what that means at all. But I think they're doing third anchor site.
Like that view right there.
6 more national championships at Pebble Beach. 2032, 2037, 2044 US Opens. Wow. On top of which is 2027, which is included. And then the women's championship, 2035, 2040, 2048.
It's interesting though. Like, I feel like, there's courses, that are part of the regular rotation, but aren't, I guess, visually stunning or historic, just kind of like, they've been part of the rotation. And you look at some of these venues here, so this year, Pinehurst, that's big. Oakmont, another historic place. Shinnecock, one of your personal favorites.
Shinnecock.
Marion. But I don't know. Like, it's like, do you think that
Shinnecock,
like a place like Pebble Beach, should more frequently have the have a major championship more than every 7 years, or no?
I don't know.
It's a regular tournament. Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tough because I think there's so many golf courses around the country that could be able to host. Like, I feel like once every 7 years. I feel like it's nice because it gives other places a chance to host, and it keeps that like Pebble Beach again, like, let's go, like,
it makes it more special.
Yes.
But yes, Tony. Yes, I'm excited. for the Waste Management. That's always one of my favorite non-major tournaments. It just because obviously it's like the only course that I've played that is on the PGA Tour. So it's just so cool to see it on TV. And I love the morning lead into the Super Bowl. I just think, you can't beat that. And I'm excited to preview that, on Wednesday. And it's kind of interesting. I had the thought last year, when at, LA Country Club, Wyndham Clark won the Open, that this was like, okay, this is his one major.
Right.
He's not going to win again. But then, I feel like after this performance, the fact that he also won Wells Fargo last year, I mean, there has to be some thought, right? That he could be a guy that might be better than we all think. 3 career wins, but he is only 30 years old.
Yeah.
And it's like when you can putt like that, I feel like you're in any golf tournament.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just putting total off the tee is great.
When you were watching the replay, did you see any of his shots and his putts?
Yeah, I think I saw one. They recapped with one big putt.
Big
Yeah,
putt, yeah.
It was like a 50-foot putt. It was crazy. Let's see. Wow, dude. Average distance of putts made. It's pretty crazy when they have these statistics. Yeah, for Wyndham Clark, I mean, I guess so. I mean, again, he's kind of striking while the iron is hot, as you could say. But I guess we'll see. I don't know, man. I mean, like you said, it would have been interesting to see how, yesterday would have played out given the right weather. Because obviously, coming off at 60, you're probably not gonna get that again.
Right.
It's like where's your mentality when you start making a couple mistakes, get a bogey, and then you kind of have to.
Bear.
I know, dude. I think O'Bear might have won it. So it would be interesting to see how that goes. But again, I mean, that's even more so for Wyndham Clark now, I mean, that definitely adds to his confidence.
Yeah.
How he ended the tournament with that 60, that's, I'm sure, probably the best professional round of his life.
And I guess he's just like a late bloomer, you could say. You realize that he's never played the Masters and he's only played the Open twice.
Wow.
And he's only made in his career, starting in 2024, cuts at majors. His best finish at the PGA is tied 75th. So this has been kind of recently, brewing. And I think, it is a good story. You know what I mean? It's not like he's 22 years old winning these events. The fact that, and this is some solid consistency. You see here, not really many missed cuts at all.
No.
Go down the end here. I'm just curious down the stretch. I mean, third on the tour tour championship. Wasn't great at the FedEx and the Open, but definitely a solid performance. So you think though he could be a guy that we look back in a couple years and he wins another major or two or more.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. I mean, like you were saying, just looking at his results from last season, I mean, he's pretty consistent with. He only cut 3 times.
Yeah,
which, I mean, we've seen some great golfers go on tears of just being cut, or every other week you're getting cut. So, I mean, I think it's there. Like you said, maybe he's just someone who's a little bit of a late bloomer.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, it's so tough to make it to be definitively more majors, probably, because you really never know.
Yeah.
But you would imagine so. He continues to be competitive for sure.
And it's interesting too. I was thinking about this because actually remember at the Horseshoe yesterday, Joaquin Niemann ended up winning. I think it was a 5-hole playoff at Mayakoba. The first live event of the year. I think Rahm finished third for
nighttime by the time they were done.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking about that. How much different the past year plus would be. All those guys were in all of these events. I mean, would it just be parody all over the place? Because there's a lot of talent. I feel like we almost forget. I mean, the list is long of guys that are top golfers in the world. Dustin Johnson, Cam Smith, Brooks Koepka, John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, just right there.
Yeah.
That's a ton. And I know it seems like he's finished, but truth be told, I mean, Phil did finish second in the Masters last year.
Yeah.
That's another guy. So that is a ton of talent to not have to compete with. But then it's it's just crazy how that changes history. So then it gives other guys opportunities. So it's just kind of interesting when you think about it in that regard.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at some of the winners in the past, right? You had the Alabama guy win the Century.
Oh,
Not
Dunlop.
Sam. Yeah, Sam Dunlop.
Nick
Yeah,
Dunlop.
Nick Dunlop.
Yeah.
And then someone who won Amex, right? Wasn't someone not really like the first two tournaments? I
The
feel like
American
weren't.
Express. I know
let's see.
Chris Kirk won the Century, right?
Yes, I think so. Oh, this is for the whole. Oh,
You got to go to schedule. And then maybe passed or completed.
completed. Bang. Chris Kirk.
Grayson
Murray won the Sony
I don't know why
Open.
I didn't realize. Oh, because I was on
Yeah, you weren't here for that.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, so Murray won the Sony, and then who won the
Right.
MX?
I think the
that
Amex was
Dunlap.
Dunlap.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha. And
so I
then
mean, and then even
Pavone,
Matthew for the Farmers,
yeah.
right? Like first French player to ever win
on the PGA
Like
Tour.
it's kind of crazy that you're seeing these guys come out of, you could say the woodworks and they're winning these tournaments. And yeah, to what you're saying, all that talent that's over there for Live. I mean, that's certainly affecting the outcomes.
We keep going down here.
Wyndham
Or
Park?
go up.
Or you wanna go
What's the
for-
next 3 tournaments? They had that up on the top. Oh, upcoming.
Yeah.
Go up. Okay. So
Yeah.
the next 3: Phoenix, Genesis, Mexico Open, and then what was once the Honda Classic there. Okay, and then what the first one in March is
Puerto Rico.
Oh no, but the Arnold Palmer.
Oh yeah.
And then the Players. So we're approaching very quickly a really good stretch here. Crazy how the purse is $25 million at the Players.
That's pretty sick.
The Players is kind of sick.
Yeah.
I literally feel like I could just watch because they do have this on PGA Tour Live. 17th hole entire day. Everybody just going for the island green.
That's so cool, dude.
Yeah.
25 million. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's more than I think that's the highest purse out of every tournament, even the majors.
Masters is
they didn't announce it, I guess.
Okay.
But it's going to be, I think, around 20 million if I had to guess.
Yeah. It seems like it.
But a lot of events to be played for sure. But yeah, it's nice that major season is upon us. And it's interesting too because it's just we're all prisoners of the moment. But like right now, when you think best golfer in the world, whether it's Live, whether it's the PGA Tour, what comes to mind?
Best golfer in the world right now? Oh gosh, that's so tough. I mean, number one in the world. I mean, I haven't really seen a lot of the Live Tour golfers just because I haven't been exposed to their tournaments. But I don't know. I guess I would have to go. With Jon Rahm. At this point,
I just didn't like he did good in this Mayakoba tournament. But I didn't like the way he played on the stretch last year.
Yeah, no, me neither. But I mean,
I feel like Scotty just is money every time.
Yeah,
he's always in the top 10, the top 20.
Yeah, true. That's tough, dude.
And also, do you have for the major season coming up, and of course we all want Tiger to win another major, but other than that, is there somebody that you're rooting for that you want to see win the Masters, for instance?
Honestly, I mean, I really do. I mean, I've been following probably Victor Hovland the most.
Victor Hovland hasn't won a major yet. It's kind of crazy. It seems like he has just because he's so highly regarded.
I know,
but he's still young.
He's 27, 28 maybe.
But his stuff is unbelievable. 95 out of 114 cuts. That's really good. And then,
I mean, started the season off great, Scotty Scheffler, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know why. I think other than Tiger, who I would like to see to win the Masters most is Brooks. I feel like he just I like how intense he is. I feel like he's kind of really separated himself just from the intensity standpoint. There's not that many intense guys like that on the PGA Tour.
No, yeah, I totally agree. Wow, I'm just looking at Scotty's numbers. I mean, last season he did great, honestly. Talk about consistency.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It is kind of crazy. You're looking tied for 9th, tied for 3rd, 2nd, tied for 7th, 11th, 1st, 12th.
12th is an off week.
Yeah, literally. Like, that's probably one of his worst plays. The Open, he was tied for 23rd, little scuffle there at St. Jude, but then tied for second. BMW tied for 6th on the tour, won the Hero World Challenge. Like,
you know what's interesting? Let's do some predictions here. I don't know if you want to go pencil with this one.
okay, what do you got?
4 major winners this year, and let's you want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Get the pencil going, Tony. I'm kind of jacked, dude.
Wow.
I'm hearing get the Masters music going too. Come on, we gotta get into this. Augusta National, only a couple months away. Literally, basically 2 months away. Like a little less than 2 months. All right. So I'm gonna actually go tournament by tournament here. So I already said it. But Brooks to win the Masters. All right. We are going to say Scotty Scheffler wins the U.S. Open. All right. And then we're going to say, let's see, PGA. We're going to go with, this is going to be like us all 4 guys, big names. We're going to say Colin Morikawa wins the PGA. And then winning the Open Championship, Rory McIlroy. Finally doing it.
Wow,
He's
dude.
going to win another major. Or no? Or do you think it's over for him?
I don't know. I think it's over for him, dude.
Wow. So, yeah, those are my 4. So, Brooks the Masters, Scotty the U.S. Open, Colin the PGA, and Rory the Open Championship. And I know usually 4 big honchos like that don't win the majors, but I just have a feeling that's what's going to happen this year.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's tough, dude. If I had to guess, though, I would say for the Masters, I would say give me Scotty. He's won it before, right?
Yep,
yeah. And then the U.S. Open. I guess give me Aubert. For the
I
US
was
Open.
considering him for the Open.
Gotta mix him in there. The PGA. I guess because I like Koepka a lot.
Yeah.
I guess give me Koepka for the PGA.
Another PGA.
And then give me Hovland at the Open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Let's go, baby.
I know you're jacked.
Yeah, that's like pretty sick.
Yeah. And
Let's go.
Yeah, the coverage this week is going to be dope. So yeah, good stuff, and we'll preview the Waste Management on Wednesday. While we were on this golf run here, chat, Michael in the building. Speaking of Michaels, I think Buck has a couple comments as well as Josh B.
Oh,
so we
yeah.
can catch up on those, Tony.
Absolutely here. We have, let's see. JB in the house. Let's go. He says, yo, fam, happy Monday. And he does say, in Kev Du's defense here, the few losses that they had were mostly JB's picks.
I just honestly, especially for next football season, I hope he's down. I'll take Kev head on like $100 or something. Let's go.
Wow,
I'm sick of the nonsense. Like, yes, you got us this year. It's never happening again. So enjoy it now. Okay.
Kev dude. Yo, dude, come play me in Madden. He says, thank you, Josh.
I'll take him down in Madden too.
Says, thank you. I've been on this all year. He said, and Michael Buckta in the house says, Barnes, have you ever been to the Travelers Championship Golf Tournament in Cromwell? Funny
season,
you ask.
Last season, and definitely going to go this year. And I heard maybe Tony, Michael want to make their debuts over there. Sure. That'll be ridiculous. They're redoing the course. All the big names. It's an elevated event. So your Scotty Schefflers, your Victor Hovlands, your Ludwig Auberts, Michael will be there. Okay.
And we're there.
Yeah, exactly.
Ludwig Aubert. And then he says Reeves was killing it in the fourth quarter. LeBron silenced the crowd with that fader in the late.
Reeves is nasty. Austin Reeves,
dude.
Michael, very good. Lights out from 3-point range. That is one of the best like gems the Lakers have ever found.
He also says University of Washington hired Belichick.
I don't know. I mean, look it up. Maybe like he's some advisor or something.
No way, dude. Stop it.
Wait, go down though. Like Twitter, anything? No. I think it's probably one of those meme things he saw. It
has to be.
It happens. That's definitely. I mean, I knew it. I mean, he's not going to college.
Kev Deuce says, Michael, Lakers are still trash. Tatum is better than the Lakers. Stop celebrating this Laker win. We was down 2 key players and kept it close. Jordan is the GOAT, he says.
But the one thing, Kev, and listen, I'm not crazy on the NBA, but Kev, let's just say Boston. You think about it, last 16 years, how many big games have they won? Okay. So
Michael Buckto, why does Tatum choke in the playoffs? And son. And he says, as long as Tatum remains in the Celtics, they ain't winning a title with how badly he blows. And Josh B having a good old time with that one, dude.
Listen, because you know what I mean? It's enough, okay? Like, we're not taking it on the chin anymore. Just not happening, Tony.
No, I totally agree.
So yeah, all in good fun there. Let's go now, Tony, to the world of Major League Baseball.
It's deep to left. It's 700. Albert Pujols.
Yep, what a play! Stop it, Tony. Yep. And Alonso cracks one. The Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drove deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So the Mets making a couple moves, and we talked about Diekman briefly on Friday, and it sounded like pre-show, Tony, you were saying, like, obviously you're not like dancing in the streets, but you like the Diekman move based on his production last year.
Yeah, I think so. Again, like, you want to look at the production last year at Tampa Bay. I mean, I think he pitched maybe 50 innings of relief. Had like a 2.14 ERA. I'll double check some numbers. Yeah, 2.18 over 45.1 innings pitched. 53 Ks in those innings pitched as well. So I mean, I think pretty solid, very solid. I mean, if you ask me, in terms of bullpen guy. Again, you could say the Mets here taking a chance on Diekman being, 35 ish, 35. But nonetheless, I mean, he had like a great year last year with Tampa Bay, and the Mets are definitely desperate in need of bullpen relievers, dude. So I think that's a great move for the Mets right there. And then Fujinami also gets picked up out of the Orioles organization.
Brutal numbers last year.
Brutal numbers really the last 2 years.
Well, it was just last year. That's
the last there's 2 teams he's been on, I should say.
Good in Japan.
Yeah, very good in Japan. And it like, you kind of, like, anyone I think would look at this 2 teams, one being Oakland, who was terrible, and then obviously Baltimore, who was competitive. But nonetheless, I mean, terrible numbers. 7.18 ERA over the course of last season with both teams. Giving up a lot of runs, dude. Like, honestly, like, way too many.
Oh, and by the way, some clarity on what Michael Buck just said. So it's his son, which I believe is Steve, accepted the defensive coordinator job at University of Washington. So that's what he was talking about.
I didn't even know Bill had a son.
Yeah.
I know he had a son, but I didn't know he was like.
So kind of interesting. Had the opportunity to stay on, but I think because Mayo, is in charge, he probably thought like his role would be kind of minor. So instead he goes to college and is the primary player.
Pretty interesting.
For UW.
I guess good for him. Good move, I guess.
Gets to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
So.
But nonetheless here, I don't know. You're a little hopeful. I mean, I feel like we've seen a lot of these Japanese pitchers, and of course, he's a little bit older because of, him playing in Japan. He's 28, right? We said 28, 29. But I don't know, only 1 year in the majors. I mean, I think it's hard to maybe judge him. Like you said too before the show, people like his stuff.
Right.
So I think, given, he's with a new organization, obviously, who's been successful with Senga, you can't really argue that it hasn't been a success so far. And I think having him on the team, good tutelage, acclimate him better, maybe he can start looking good in terms of relief. And I know he was starting for Oakland
in the beginning of the year, got hammered, and I think the splits were good in the pen, but then Baltimore, he just was inconsistent.
So I guess we'll see. I think jury is still out. Going to be, I guess, possibly you're hoping he's just serviceable. At that point, again, a reliever that can come in, eat some innings, keep the ball in the park would be great. And again, if he starts developing some pitches and kind of gets under Senga's wing, I mean, that'd be pretty solid.
And I'm just trying to think about Mets with like the injuries. Like, Marte's fully recovered, like he's good to
That's
go.
what they say.
And then Diaz, same thing.
Yeah, Diaz throwing totally fine.
Because what was it was his leg he broke or his patella tendon?
Yeah, it was his tendon in his knee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then Marte was like his groin hip.
Which is tough.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you're
yeah,
a guy
yeah.
that kind of, relies on athleticism. Obviously, he's
Yeah.
getting older now.
He's like
but
36 now.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And then it's just kind of I still can't believe, like, I guess with Alonso, it's going to be just like, oh, take a chance at free agency. He might leave unless like they have a terrible start and trade him. Like, is that
Right.
what you see happening here?
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I don't think. Listen, Alonso's great, phenomenal story, rookie, homegrown. I told you at the time too. Florida, DeGrom. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if he continues his trend downward, I mean, you gotta just kind of move on.
Wow. So you really soured on him last year.
I mean, it's not. I mean, I'm hopeful. I think that he will bounce back, but I mean, there's no room for that, dude, right now. Like, there's no room to have who should be your top player struggling. Like, there's just no room.
But what's the play if trade deadline time, 30 bombs hitting 285, but you're double digits back in the division? What do you do?
I mean,
ransom. And then it's not a guarantee you sign an extension with that team.
Yeah, but he's not gonna come back.
You don't think so?
You think that if they trade with trade deadline, they would be like, "Oh yeah, I'll come back after the year's over."
Only Chapman really comes to mind of doing that.
I mean, that'd be kind of crazy. I don't know. I think it depends on maybe who's available, but you gotta kind of keep him at that point.
Yeah.
Because then he is kind of trying to solidify himself as your franchise player.
Yeah. But it's just, I just think it will be a big mistake if they don't sign him to an extension and then don't re-sign him for agency and then don't trade him and just like get like a compensatory second round pick. Like, that's terrible.
I mean, if he's doing well, they're gonna re-sign him.
But you don't think like Stearns, like, you know what I mean? And then he is Boris. Didn't we look it up? He is Boris. So I think he's gonna be shooting for 400.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Again, I mean, I don't know. He seems the type of player though that's not gonna. I mean, he likes to be a Met, so I mean, it seems like he'll be one of those players where it's like when push comes to shove, if he gets a solid offer, he'd rather be with the Mets.
Right. But it almost kind of does remind me of the Judge situation where it's not definitive,
right?
And he's gonna want a lot, and it's like that's where he wants to go. But at the same time, he feels that there is a level of respect that he deserves from the organization.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you said, like it's going to be like the Judge situation where I'm sure he's going to get a call at the 11th hour from Cohen, and it's going to be all right. Like, what do we have to do? And then they do it, and then they sign it. So I think I mean, it's not going to be not without drama, just like with Judge re-signing the Yankees, I'm sure. But I think at the end of the day, if he does well enough and the Mets want him to stay, he's going to stay.
And
they're going to figure
captain?
it. Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know about that.
Great Lindor instead.
I don't know. I mean, they need a clubhouse guy. They need
McNeil.
What? Stop it. All right. This is ridiculous.
What are you anticipating with McNeil this year?
I think he should. I mean, it's so tough because again, you hate to see someone who's trending downward. His attitude isn't great. But nonetheless, I mean, he won the batting title like 2 seasons ago. So I would say, like, that's what I'm looking at from him. That's what I'm anticipating.
Like
another
320 average.
Yeah, like hitting it for average, great. On base percentage, awesome. Hits dingers when he can, in big moments when they come up clutch. But the on base machine.
And you think the 23 home runs back in 2019 was a product of that ball, the ball that year?
Yeah.
I think was that the year Gardy hit like 30 home runs?
Was it 2019? Did he really?
Yeah, pull it up. I maybe not 30, but I think it was 28. I think he hit one more home run than Aaron Judge that year because Judge missed time with injury. 28. Would you look at that, Tony, though? I'm just some random amount of home runs for a couple of years ago. Know it.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. But then he did hit 21 back in 2017. He kind of had like weird power, but I guess the porch was a big part of it.
Yeah. Dude, 2011, 49 stolen bags. Jeez.
Yeah. And then it just, I really, it's going to bother me if the Yankees aren't aggressive on the base pass, especially with Volpe this year. Like, got to do it.
Yeah, got to
do it.
He had 30, I think, last season, right? 29, maybe?
Yeah, I don't think he had 30. I think he had 24.
I think it was 29.
I think you are incorrect.
24.
Kind of crazy though. Huh?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there it is. I'm just trying to think too. I guess he's really our only
Stealer?
stolen base guy.
Yeah, who else?
Glaber doesn't run. I mean, Judge actually runs into like 10 steals a year. I wish we could have more of that. Grisham will run if he's on or no.
Wait, what?
Trent Grisham. Go to his numbers. I know they're brutal.
Trent Grisham. 15 last season.
Okay, so he runs a little bit.
Yeah, well,
Peraza will run, but it's like, how much is he going to play?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. Let's see who were. Jeez, down here we go.
Stats are. Oh yeah, you could do this. Okay.
Stolen bags.
Glaber actually had 13.
Not bad.
17 for Bader.
Bader
obviously.
17. All right, that's good for the Mets.
IKF at 40. Yeah, so they have no steals.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully Volpe is high volume there. I kind of forgot about Oswaldo Cabrera. I feel like they're going to trade him. They were talking about trading Peraza. Like, I know his numbers don't look good, but I want to just give him full shot. Like we were talking about last night.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well just, why not?
Yeah.
What do you have to lose? Especially at plays third base for the most part, right?
Yeah. Oh, no. Well, short and second as well.
Oh, short and
yeah,
second?
So he's basically
right.
Like, yeah.
Utility infielder. But I mean, he's not like, I feel like for the most part, DJ, if he's struggling,
you're going to put
Peraza at third, right?
Yeah.
Like, you really probably wouldn't Peraza at short or second.
Well, like when guys get days off and stuff. But
no, I'm just saying, like
like
I'm sure it's going to be Volpe and Glaber probably getting the bulk of the starts there.
Yeah. What do you think about, you look at Glaber last year, 25, 68, 270. Obviously, I think he would have had a lot more RBIs had there been more runners on for him, but like obviously the team struggled offensively. I mean, what do you think he just has similar numbers? Could you see him doing better? What do you think about him going into a free agency year?
I mean, I don't know. I would say around the same. I mean, I honestly, again, like you said, maybe more RBIs, but somewhere around 25 to 28 home run, it's like floating around there. Batting average 270. I mean, he had a good year.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like no one talks about that. That 270 hitting 25 home runs. How many guys did that in the majors last year?
Yeah, let alone like on the Yankees. Dude. I mean, yeah, I think people really do overlook that season. Do people just not think he's gonna have another year like that?
I think it's just like the mental errors get everybody.
Right.
And everybody's scarred by 2020, 2021, where he just was like very mediocre. So it's interesting, but I do think he will have a big year, especially with more options around him.
Oh yeah,
I think that's huge. I just thought of it because Bader is here. Have you been hearing anything about him? Kind of what their plan is for him, and like I'm a little confused, like what his role is.
Yeah, no, me too. I mean, as of right now, no, I haven't really heard.
Because Nimmo's in center, Marte's in right. Who plays left, or he's going to play left?
I guess maybe he will play left.
Go to his numbers. Does he ever play left?
Let's see.
If you just clicked on his player page, you could do fielding stats.
Center fielding.
Okay, so he's never
position. I guess he kind of has been over the outfield, but yeah.
And you just like no expectation there for you.
I mean, not really.
Yeah.
Again, defensively, I mean, he's quick, so I mean, you imagine to be able to cover some ground.
Maybe steal a couple bags.
Yeah. What we see it for 13 last season?
I think so. Go to the top. It'll show 20.
Wait, 20 last season. Oh wow.
So.
Oh, I guess that's right. Yeah, Cincinnati.
Well, yeah, it didn't
3 there. Too much 17 for New York. Yeah. So I guess. I mean, again, like he'll probably be a great. If he does end up starting, I mean, I would imagine he does, right? Like, because why would the Mets aren't going to like try and throw McNeil in there and have someone else at second? That'd be ridiculous.
I think Fujinami does throw 100. I was just thinking about it. That's why everyone likes his stuff.
That would make sense, dude.
What's the deal with DJ Stewart? Is he going to definitely be on the team?
I don't think they re-signed him yet.
We go to. Yeah, no, he's under contract. Go to his baseball reference page. Yeah, they have control over him for a while here.
Oh, I guess so.
But what do you like? Were you have any expectation
On
there?
DJ?
Yeah.
I mean, not really. I don't know. I mean, again, like it's cool what he did with the Mets at that time when they were sucking ass. Like he was hitting a few dingers. He hit very well. He had a couple of cool catches in the outfield. But I don't know, dude. 30 years old. He's a bigger boy. He did at some points like struggle to work his way around the outfield. But I don't know. I mean, for me, it kind of seems like he's a defensive liability a little bit. I don't know. It's tough. I mean, he showed you enough, I think, to earn a spot on the roster. So I think maybe he can help you out at the DH position a little bit, and then fill it in the outfield.
He's a role player.
Role player, yeah. I think that's kind of what he's earned at this point. I think he's like at this, like a better Vogelback is how I look at him.
Okay, and I'm just thinking too, lineup wise, is McNeil the leadoff hitter? Is it Marte?
I would imagine it's McNeil, and then maybe Marte Lindor or Lindor Marte, depending on how that works. And then Alonso.
Marte Lindor, Alonso.
Yeah, probably something like that.
But then you think like just to kind of like ease expectations, take the pressure off to start the year, they're gonna have like Alvarez about like 8th.
Yeah, probably start out bottom of the lineup. Him and Beatty, probably. Yeah,
and who knows? I mean, he could lead the team in home runs.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously,
I'm sure he'll work his way up. Yeah. Tyrone Taylor, we have interesting listed, which is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's interesting. They're listing Bader there at center, Nimmo at left, and then Marte on right at right field.
And then
DJ Stewart being
Stewart.
Yeah,
but Vientos' numbers were terrible last year.
Pretty bad, dude. Again, I don't know. I looked at him and I feel like they were kind of like pussyfooting around in the sense where
he wasn't getting consistent playing
time. Yeah, went to I forget what school. Well, I guess maybe went to American Heritage High School.
But maybe he started.
He was at some like famous
academy
in Connecticut for a little bit. I forget the name of it, but yeah, I feel like he had a couple starts at DH, a couple starts at third, a couple starts at first, a couple starts in the outfield. He really just never was able to, I think, find his rhythm because of that. And then it was days off in between each one, and it was like just you had to go, like let him go for like a few weeks,
especially
dude.
when you're completely out of it. Like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think maybe he's, we can develop him a little bit more because I mean his stuff, he again a highly touted prospect. So hopefully, they sit him at DH for a while, let him get some looks at the plate. And who knows what could happen. But yeah.
One other thing I saw here, not an exciting move, but the Twins, Carlos Santana. 1 year, 5.25. Seems like he's played everywhere. He actually has 301 career home runs.
Oh wow!
Last year, he had 23 home runs, hit 240 between Pittsburgh and Milwaukee. But it is kind of interesting with the AL Central. I feel like that division has been in decline for like a few years now. No.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they just like you said, decline. I mean,
Minnesota won it last year, but it's like I don't know. I mean, Kansas City again, probably bad, right? And Chicago maybe bounce back, but not even. Like,
I don't think
like
so.
All
dude.
those go to their roster. I feel like all those guys have soured. Like Eloy Jimenez,
Moncada, even Anderson, right?
And, Luis Robert.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Dylan Cease, all these guys had bad years last year.
Michael Kopech,
a guy that I thought was ridiculous.
Yeah. Wow, Martin Maldonado, interesting catch position.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Paul DeJong, Nicky Lopez. I feel like was pretty okay at second base.
Go to Luis Roberts' numbers.
There we go, Luis Robert. Andrew Benintendi on the team.
I mean that wasn't ridiculous.
Regular season. Here we go.
But it's like, are they going to be able to pitch?
Yeah. No, honestly. Wow, sprained his MCL.
4 months ago. So
yeah. But still, I mean, that's not what you want to hear at all. Yeah, I guess the average wasn't terrible. I guess 38 home runs.
And then what's the deal with Jimenez? Eloy Jimenez? Oh, he's at DH.
Oh, really? Oh my God. Yeah, I guess so. Interesting.
So that was a weak year for him.
Yeah.
And then like Moncada, I know didn't
trash.
didn't do well, but like obviously those guys have potential. And then the pitching, I mean, I guess they're sticking with Cease for now. You expect him to bounce back. Tevi Garcia.
So funny.
If I were them, one thing I would do, and I know they want to like give him a full shake in the rotation, and they have the last couple of years. I would put Kopech back in the bullpen.
Yeah, I think that's always a good answer for when like in your rotation just
Tim
isn't doing
Anderson
well.
is a free agent, right?
Is he actually?
Yeah, because he had a terrible year last year, or did he sign somewhere?
Check it out. Free agent.
Okay.
Wow, dude.
It just completely fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like for a very small contract, like wouldn't it be worth like teams taking a chance? Like,
yeah, why not, dude?
Yeah, because he was one of the better shortstops.
Did you give him 3 years?
No, I would give him
1 year. 1 year contract. Yeah. I think that would be a good. Like someone should take a flyer on him. I don't know why.
Yeah. Hey, Andrew Vaughn, I guess, had a decent year last year too.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what did Moncada do? Yeah.
260, slugged 425.
I mean,
not terrible, I guess.
His other years.
I know. There's only 11 dingers, 40 ribbies.
Benintendi was very disappointing.
Was clearly injured. Benintendi,
and then go to Kopech down there. Okay, wow.
Yeah, dude, their starting rotation killed them.
Yeah.
Nobody had like a sub 3.7.
But like you have to think that Cease bounces back in a big way.
I would think Cease does. I also would imagine Giolito kind of does too.
Isn't he? He's somewhere else now.
Is he somewhere else now?
Where did he go?
Oh wait, I think
Angels?
you're right. Angels?
Or I don't know.
Toronto? Red Sox.
Red Sox. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, so I remember us talking about that.
But yeah, well, Kopech, yeah, definitely put him in the bullpen.
Yeah, got it, dude.
But when you look at that division, though, I mean,
bullpen was trash.
Obviously,
too.
we know there's some, sense of potential here. But is it still the Twins division, you think, or no? Cleveland is always competitive. Obviously, last year.
Yeah, I know. Last year was a bad year.
Detroit has younger guys, but are they really ready?
I don't think so. I think it would be Minnesota's year again. But Cleveland, I mean, what's the deal with Bieber? He had an off year.
Right.
Free agent? No.
After this season.
I mean, he's got a lot riding on this year, I guess,
Yeah.
heading into free agency. So maybe bounce back year for him. But even so, I don't think the Guardians have
any offense,
like anything else going for them.
Yeah.
So I guess Minnesota by default.
Right.
Not bad. I mean, 87-75 record.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, that division has been down for a little while now.
Which is a shame, honestly, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's good that they're all bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it creates a sense of competition.
Right.
Yeah, let's look and see how the Twins are doing. Let's see their stats here. Ooh, wow. Donovan Solano to 285.
Yankee great.
38 ribbies, hit very well for average.
Correa.
Royce Lewis, 15 home runs, 52 RBIs, batted 309.
Did they trade him?
Royce?
Go to his page. Gallo is
Twins, it says.
No, that's the stats last year. He just signed somewhere.
It still says he's with the Twins.
Oh, him. Yeah, I thought you were talking about Gallo. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's only 24. Wow. Okay. So Royce Lewis, that's a guy.
Bright future for them.
Yeah.
Max Kepler.
Still there, but I don't know. And then, boy, Buxton.
I mean, again, stays healthy.
You think Correa bounces back?
Yeah.
I mean, you would think he doesn't hit 230.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't think he's gonna be as bad as 230.
Yeah.
But the power is probably gonna be somewhere around 20 home runs, I feel, right?
Yeah.
18, 20 like he is now. Geez. Yeah, they need Buxton to stay healthy. I mean, if they want to be competitive in the playoffs,
Yeah.
need Buxton to be healthy.
Buxton, Lewis, and Correa to be your.
It's crazy that they have him at the DH position too.
Because he gets always gets hurt.
Yeah,
That's why.
which is ridiculous.
Yeah. So be interesting.
Yeah, Pablo Lopez, Sonny Gray. That's right, Sonny Gray.
And I mean that was a good year last year.
Great year for him. Pablo, solid.
Is he still there, or did he go somewhere else?
Pablo?
It was Sonny.
I'm pretty sure he's still
signed an
there.
Extension, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I was thinking about the Mets should pick him up. Oh no, Cardinals. Wow, dude,
that was at the beginning of free agency. Yeah, crazy. He's 34.
Signed 3 years, $75 million.
Yeah.
See, like
that's a good contract.
That's a great contract.
Yeah. Because all these pitchers are getting $40 million, especially sub-3 RA. How many pitchers had a sub-3
Yeah,
RA?
what the hell, dude?
Yeah, yeah.
So good for him. Good for the Cards. They definitely need it with freaking Wainwright and
Miles Mikolas.
Mikolas just tanking last year.
Yeah, yeah.
So funny.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. Spring training around the corner. We'll keep everybody posted on any additional sightings, moves, and we are ready to go with baseball for the 2024 season.
Oh yeah, dude.
Also, I did just find unrelated to baseball, but Full Swing Tony is going to be coming out season 2, March 6th, first episode.
Oh wow, that's around the bend.
Yeah, so I'm pumped for that.
Do we know who's on it?
But the article was saying they think Wyndham Clark will be featured, which would make sense. The breakthrough at the U.S. Open, I guess, and he's had some, I don't know, like just personal issues in the past.
Good timing with Pebble Beach.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, definitely gonna look forward to watching that. And we got a couple more comments. Josh B was riled that I was on fire, calling out Kev.
Barnes on fire says,
yeah.
And then Michael Buckner says, let me make this clear. If the Celtics can't beat a Lakers team without LeBron and AD, I don't think they're going to make a deep run in the postseason.
Hard to argue.
Yeah, it is hard. Another baseball bum. I'm going to be on Sharp. Oh, on Shannon Sharp. Teasing is Fernando Tatis Jr. He's such a butthead. And at the San Diego Padres are a fucking loser franchise, he says.
I don't know about you, but like I've always like wanted them to do well just because they have a lot of talent. It just seems like it's like, come on, like get it together. No?
Yeah. I mean, again, I think the whole I like them, when Machado first went there, I thought that was so cool. Did you hear too that like the whole bit like Bally Sports Network was bought out by Amazon?
Yeah.
You think they're gonna have like Amazon Prime games?
I don't know how
that's gonna work, right? That's kind of crazy how deep Amazon is getting into sports right now.
Yeah, it is. But
nonetheless, my mother also here says, "Hi, fellas. What do you think of the World Cup? MetLife World Cup
juice.
Brian doesn't care.
Juice.
Yeah, that's actually funny. I was talking to Renee about it in last night, and it's just like kind of sad that there's not like people are going to come to see the World Cup, and they're going to be in the Meadowlands, New Jersey. Like it's just not.
I mean, I guess you could stay in the city or in Westchester and stuff.
It just sucks that they have to come here and deal with that area, dude.
Because there's barely any hotels.
Yeah. I mean, you're right by Newark Airport. There's the American Dream Mall, but I mean, like, what else is there for people to do around that area? Nothing.
Yeah.
Like, how do you again? Where I feel like there is no juice, dude. It's gonna be great for New Jersey and New York people and stuff, but I mean. Shame.
Yeah, too bad soccer's weak. What were you saying?
Yes. Well, Michael Buckner was also Padres of frauds. He says they're in a beautiful city, but they have failed the MLB.
Park, may I say?
Literally ridiculous. Like you would think it's like a shoo-in for people just to go and want to see it.
Because they traded Soto. I don't know. It seems like expectations maybe are a little dialed back. Like, you think they have a better year this year?
Yeah, I think so.
Did they bring in Schilt as the manager?
I feel like they did, right? Did they actually, dude?
You've been calling for that for a while.
I mean, that really changes things, dude. Yeah.
There we go.
Wow, dude. That's awesome. It's about time he got a fucking job.
Yeah.
Like, kind of ridiculous. So let's go, dude.
But you think bounce back? Like, Tatis, any chance Tatis, like, 40 home runs?
I mean,
he's got the protection in the lineup with Bogarts and Machado, no?
Yeah, he does. I would say, yeah. Right. I mean, I think that it's time for like a crazy. Like, he needs it. His career needs it. Yeah, I would say, yeah. Give Tatis the 40. I want to see what their rotation is looking like right now. I know Snell still is on the fritz here.
So they just have Musgrave, Michael King.
Michael King. And then obviously they have Waka.
No, he's in the Royals. They lost Hader.
And then I thought Seth went somewhere else
Royals.
too, right? He went to Royals too.
Yeah.
Darvish, obviously still
so
around.
Darvish, Musgrove, Michael King. And then Brito or Vasquez might get a look too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Matt Waldron. That name sounds familiar.
Yeah. Oh, I think he was on Anaheim.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, Indians? Oh no, he was
Well, I see San
Padres,
Diego.
but he
Oh,
came
maybe that's
over.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I guess. What do you think about Michael King with them this year? I mean, you think he has a big year? Or?
I think he's gonna have a great year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Injury risk though, a little bit.
I mean, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
injury risk, but I would expect him to almost make every start. Honestly, though, right?
Yeah.
32
And
starts.
watch out for Vasquez.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he pitched pretty well for the Yankees
Mhm.
between the rotation.
Johnny
and
Brito?
the bullpen. Brito, reliever, I think he'll be serviceable.
Yeah.
But I don't think anything crazy. But you never know. Padres might be able to do something.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like any chance you think they end up re-signing Snell?
No,
Definitely not.
they're hemorrhaging cash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, true. Kind of crazy.
So yeah, it'll be a different team. No Gary Sanchez. They go with Kyle
Higashioka.
Higashioka, Brett Sullivan, Luis Campusano. It's
Yeah.
interesting though. Snell did well with Sanchez. He had some like hot streaks. I mean, you would imagine somebody's going to pick up Gary Sanchez.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he hit 20 home runs last year at the catcher position. Not many guys did that.
I mean, you think he'll hit something like that this year again, though?
There's just an article about maybe the Padres.
90 home runs, 217.
But there were like stretches where he was on fire.
Is there a fit between Gary Sanchez and the Pirates?
That seems like a place that he would go.
Attempting,
Reunite with
yeah.
Chapman.
Yeah, well, that'd be kind of crazy. This was an hour
And
ago.
I feel like he could even improve on what he did last year with the Pirates because there'd be no pressure, you know?
Yeah, I could see that. But I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah. Couple other things here.
What do we got?
Your mother asked about the World Cup. Then Michael Buckta. They're in a beautiful city, but they have failed the MLB as a franchise.
Correct.
Josh B, my job is going to stink for the World Cup.
Yes.
And all the transit, I'm sure people going to the games.
Oh, I feel so bad. For
Your
him.
mother thought the same thing. Maybe there'll be shuttles. Michael Buckta, Padres ballpark is right on the water. I think the Padres collapse this year without Soto. Tatis, Tatum, the big trouble tease.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's a shame. Tatis, just like A-Rod, what are you doing? Why'd you do the steroids? What are you doing? The ability was there. He didn't need the steroids.
The motorcycle accident, the wrist, the steroids.
Yeah. Yep. Multiple motorcycle accidents, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's a shame.
yeah.
I know, dude. It's a shame for someone like him.
What is his stat line this year?
Tatis? I think he'd have a bounce back year.
But like 30.
Give me 34 home runs, 98 RBIs, batting, I don't know, let's say 279.
Okay. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty good year.
Yeah.
Pretty good year. So,
I think solid, you know.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, be interesting to see with less expectations. Maybe they bounce back a little bit.
Mhm.
Let's go now to the world of the National Hockey League.
McDavid shoots, top shelf, he scores! Captain with the overtime winner! That's the middle, great hit, Cameron. That's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping, rink Washington made the full split save.
Are you kidding me? Turn, side of the net, between the legs, and they score! Filthy! David Pastrnak,
The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
Silver Trophy. Go to the New York Rangers, Tony.
This year.
You really?
Yeah.
Do you think that
Brian doesn't want it.
No, I've been
Just kidding.
I've just been a little discouraged recently.
No, yes, me too.
But do you think there's a lot of moves to be made pre-deadline or no?
For the Rangers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Third line center, we talked about it. Defenseman. I feel like we've had too many. Like Adam Fox has been fine, but I mean, Condre Miller has been great. Gustafson okay.
But I feel like Miller will be. I think he's just going through something.
Yeah, I mean, again, I love his aggressiveness sometimes, but sometimes he's just way behind, like on the play, and he just has. Sometimes he has like people just blow past him.
How much of the All-Star game did you catch Saturday? All-Star games. Austin Matthews' team beating Team McDavid 7-4. First 2 games went to shootouts.
Yeah, Matthews MVP, I think, right?
2 goals.
I caught some of it on the television, very little. Caught a lot of highlights on Twitter, sort of deal.
Seemed like a pretty good event, though, no? Like,
yeah, I mean, I think NHL All-Star Weekend, I think, is really the only All-Star like weekend of games that is somewhat like watchable. I think for sports,
baseball's not bad. The Derby's exciting.
The Derby's very exciting, but even so, sometimes the semantics of the Derby just get kind of too drawn out. I think hockey is always moving. The whole
baseball's
I feel like,
moving though. The All-Star game.
I feel like hockey is always moving. It's like always quick,
But baseball's not.
It's not as quick. It's not as like it's.
It's a pretty good game. I'm just
thinking
about how the NBA is a joke.
Yeah.
Flag football in the NFL.
Yeah.
Baseball has a pretty good All-Star game.
Like I can't believe, honestly, opening up ESPN.com this morning, the first thing
flag.
I see, flag football. Oh wow, crazy 4th down stop. Like, are you kidding me, dude?
You think they'll ever bring the Pro Bowl back?
No. Doesn't seem like it. Why wouldn't they? They would have had. I feel like everyone's been complaining about this for years, and they haven't done anything. They made it worse, actually.
But I think that the consensus is that it's actually like, oh, it's worked out pretty well. Like we have all these different games. People are into it. Like, no, it's a joke. It doesn't matter. And it just seems like we can't have an All-Star game.
I know.
What are we?
Like you can have a legitimate Pro Bowl where you see. I mean, again, like. You look at the NHL. I mean, even though it is 3-on-3, you're looking at like Nathan McKinnon, Draisaitl, McDavid, Crosby, all on the ice at the same time. Austin Matthews on the same team as these guys. Like you're seeing the greatest hockey players come together and put together a pretty solid show on ice here. Like how you don't let that happen in football,
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Your mother, after Michael Buckta calling out Machado, your mother says that Tatis shouldn't ride a motorcycle, which I agree. Josh B, the Chell Frenzy, he's fired up. And then Michael Buckta.
Back to the Tatum.
It's crazy, though, because Tatum, like, is nasty. I mean, he hasn't won a championship, but, he is crazy.
You think he will with the Celtics?
I think they're going to have to retool the team more before that happens.
And you think he'll be the guy to stick around?
He'll stick around, but Jaylen Brown, I feel like if Jaylen Brown was your 3, I think that would be great. But I think they just need some more punch.
He says he's been thrown out of a game twice already this year.
Hey, it happens. People lose their temper, right?
Yeah, it happens, dude.
So before we do our quick 2-team frenzy. Obviously, kind of unofficial second half of the season starting tonight for the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
What are our thoughts right now? Obviously, we didn't end the time up to the All-Star break well.
No.
I mean, how are you feeling? What are you expecting? Like, where are you right now?
I mean, I feel like at this point, I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of room for improvement for the Rangers. Like I said, I mean, I think that their bottom 6 just have not contributed. They've tried, with players coming back from injury. You saw Blake Wheel go down in the 3rd line, getting some goals in. VC every so often. Brodzinski every so often can get the center position. But I mean, you really need a better 3rd line center who can replace Hedl. That's for sure. And then on top of that, like I said, defense wise, I mean, Adam Fox has been solid, like I was saying, but another defenseman would be great. And I mean, really, what really like has to happen, which is like imperative if you want to win the Stanley Cup, is like Igor starting to look like lights out.
But is he?
I don't know, dude, but he has to start tonight because he's gonna have a tough bout against the fucking Avalanche.
What are you expecting, Igor, tonight? Like, you think he's gonna have 35 saves and only let up like 2 goals, or no? Seems like a 3-goal night at least.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like Rangers win like 5-3 or 4-3 or something like that. I mean, it is, dude. I like you got to give it to him. Like sometimes, I mean, it's just like where like the defense is just nowhere to be found, and he's kind of just left hanging there, you know.
Yeah.
And then there's times where it's like, oh, he definitely should have had that save. Like that was him, blowing it. So, I mean, it's tough. I don't think. Oh God, Colorado's gonna look so good. Nathan McKinnon's been on an absolute fucking tear going into the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Killed it in the All-Star break too. I mean, it's tough to come into this game and think that the Rangers are gonna be shutting down the Avalanche. So, I mean, again, like if Igor stands on his head, holding the 2 goals, Rangers win 4-2. That's what I want. There we go. Let's say, I mean, dude, it's gonna have to be like 38-40 is
Well,
what Igor needs
And
tonight.
the thing
dude.
that has to give us a little hope, as good as Colorado is, Gorgiev's been giving some goals up.
He has, yeah.
Um,
He did better in the All-Star game.
But now that we have, like a year and a half to reflect on it, did we make the right choice though? Going with Igor,
Getting rid of Georgiev?
over Gorgiev.
I think so, dude.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, when you look at last season, I mean, obviously,
But right now, if you could swap him, would you?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't know if I would. I don't know if Georgiev is really that much better.
Yeah.
So you want to know the stats,
Yeah.
dude? Let's see. Alexander Georgiev. Stand by. And then let's get a little side by side with Igor. Igor Shesterkin, as Michael likes to say. So far, 2.87 goals against, 2.86, excuse me, 899 save percentage.
Okay.
And then Georgiev with the 898 and 2.91 goals. So they really are like about the same almost right now.
What's the salary difference? So he's 3.7 and what's 5?
5.
Yeah. They call him the Prince and the Czar.
I guess.
And King George for Gorgie. Seems like a force, no?
Yeah, it kind of does, right? Like King George. I don't know. Bulgarian, dude.
But what do you? I just don't get though. At the end of the day, like what's gone wrong for him this year?
Igor.
Yeah.
I mean,
the simple. He's not playing well, but what is it though? You know
honestly, it seems like his glove side is high. Like he's having trouble. I think, like getting over his glove.
Okay.
Because I feel like even like you look at some of the games last season, he's making like great glove saves. Look at a lot of the goals he gives up; it's over his glove side. So I don't know if that has to do with anything physically in terms of like him being healthy wise, or maybe he's just been kind of, maybe he was working on his blocker side in the off season to try and like solidify that and lost his glove a little bit. But I mean, you look at him and he is not as good. Like there's something going on where he's not doing as well as he did last season. So
yeah. So hopefully he turns it around. And obviously Quick, for the most part, has done a good job as the backup goalie.
Yeah.
So you just want to see an uptick in the save percentage and goals against in the second half of the season.
Yeah. I mean, look at what Georgiev could be,
Yeah.
Like even last season better than the year before that.
Oh, you mean Igor, not Gorgiev?
Oh yeah, that's a Georgiev.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Igor, what he could be.
Right.
Crazy. I mean, last year 2.48 goals against, 916 save percentage, top 10 of the Vezina. Then year before that is when he won.
Yeah.
Led the league in save percentage and goals against.
So let's hope he gets back to
let's fucking tighten it up. Okay, dude.
We know that he can be.
Yeah.
So before we do the frenzy, catch up on the comments here.
Yes, for sure here. Let's see where
Josh B, I think.
Josh B right here. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That scrub can be a Nick anytime in my book, he
Imagine
says.
adding him to the current group of Knicks. I mean, I
That'd be
think
kinda
you're winning
crazy.
the title this year.
Yeah, oh my god, definitely.
Yeah.
Easily, dude. He should just come over right now, dude.
Yeah.
When's the deadline for NBA?
March?
March?
No, this month. End of this month.
February?
Yeah, end of
Okay.
this month, yeah.
Michael says Tatum is definition of crybaby, a big time whiner. He can suck it in his own dump, he says. Then Joshua says he's definitely got to wake up. Igor, that's for sure.
Yep.
Michael, you don't want Tatum on your team. And he goes, Barnes, how many home runs do you think Judge is going to hit this year, real quick?
50.
Really?
Yeah, how many do you think?
44.
Similar thoughts.
Yeah. But I guess now it's time, right, dude?
Yeah.
Let's freaking go, baby. NHL second half of the season. The unofficial first half is over. And now we're back on the Chell Frenzy, baby. That's right. It is February 5th in the National Hockey League on this beautiful Monday. We have 2 games and, of course, 2 great matchups, 2 New York teams playing. Absolutely love to see it. First off is the New York Islanders at 7 p.m. They will be marching into the Scotiabank Arena, who just hosted the NHL All-Star Weekend. And you have Austin Matthews, Jonathan Tavares, William Nylander, the normal suspects there for Toronto hosting the Islanders. Kind of hard to kind of pick the Islanders in this sense right now. I think I have a way where maybe Brian's going to go. But New York, honestly, like I forget, Toronto not heavy favorites at -165, over under at 6.5. They're expecting a lot of scoring. Do you think Brock Nelson and Noah Dobson and company will have what it takes to stop Toronto? What are you thinking about?
All right. No, I don't. I like Wah, but I just think this is a tough ask right out of the gate. I think there's going to be a lot of goals, so take the over. But I think this is 6-4 Toronto. And I just think Toronto will get what they need on the offensive end. And I could see also Islanders maybe midway through the second, up 3-1, and then everything hits the
Blowing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know. I feel like these games right after the All-Star break are always so tricky, especially with Toronto hosting it. But like Barnes said, hard to choose against the Maple Leafs here. So give me the Maple Leafs, but I'll take the under. I say the Maple Leafs win 3-2. Next game up is the one we are waiting and looking for here. We're going to Madison Square Garden. We're going to be in Manhattan. It's going to be 7 p.m. It's going to be the Rangers hosting the Avalanche. Looking at these 2 teams here, the Avalanche 32-14-3, the Rangers 30-16-3, obviously having very similar records. The Rangers here -115 at home, tickets as low as $93.
With
Look
fees,
at that, dude.
150 probably.
Yeah, probably. Over-under set at 6.5. Look at these 2 teams coming into the All-Star break. Rangers not having a great, I guess, time there, winning 2 out of the last 5. Of course, the Avs taking care of business, winning 4 out of the last 5, only dropping 1 game to the Bruins. It had to be. And as I mentioned, McKinnon on an absolute tear coming into the All-Star break, starting the second half of the season now. I mean, what are you thinking about the Rangers, honestly? What do we think?
Look, I'm going to predict the Rangers will win, but I'm just being, transparent. I don't feel great about it. So I think the only way for them to win this is they need to score 6 goals. Because I hope that he plays very well, but I kind of think Igor is going to give up like 2 in the first to start out, and then it's just going to kind of accelerate from there. But I'm going to just say Rangers 6-5 overtime, and Narin his 31st game winner with 30 seconds remaining in overtime.
Wow.
In Gorgiev's return.
I like it, dude. I mean, I think, like you said, I think if any team is going to have to win, if whether it's the Avalanche or the Rangers, they're going to have to be scoring a lot. So I would say give me the Rangers in the over as well. I say the Rangers win this one, let's say 5-4 in regulation. Adam Fox, slap shot from the blue line at the end there, take the lead, and they win 5-4.
You're going to crack up in the comments.
Oh, no. That's your frenzy, by the way, on this beautiful Monday.
Your hockey frenzy. And I haven't checked, but I'm going to check right now. I would imagine that, tomorrow we have a decent, number of games. So we'll get back to it, Tony. Oilers,
boy.
Knights, Hulu game. 10 o'clock
love a
tomorrow.
good Hulu game. Wait, who's playing the Knights?
Oilers. That's a good one.
Knights. Yeah, that's going to be a great one.
The Oilers have won 16 in a row.
Yeah, crazy. I would love to see the Knights bring them back down to earth a little bit, dude.
It's a shame they get to be so tight on the Oilers. Like, so much talent. Like, McDavid can't win his cup. Like, he's not good enough to win a cup.
If he was...
You think he's never going to win a cup?
He would have. No, I wouldn't say that.
Is it just like he gets his one type of thing or no?
I mean, I don't know. It depends on what the Oilers end up doing around them.
What about you're not Skinner? You're not
again,
impressed?
Skinner. I mean, I'm impressed right now, but longevity of the season. I mean, jury's still out on him.
Or fall off.
What?
Like you're
Oh.
projecting an Igor fall.
I mean, that's what I would project based on what I know about him already right now.
Yeah.
Yes. But you never know. I mean, he could continue this tear. But I don't know. I can't see him holding it up for the rest of the season and the playoffs. I mean, it's a different animal when you get to the playoffs.
Mhm.
But to get to some comments here, we have a ton. By the way, Buck did just say 55 home runs. My mother asked what's going on with the Super Bowl. Fellas, Brian's house.
Let's
Mom.
go. So fired up.
Honestly, it's gonna be dope, dude.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be pumped to be in the house.
content
Like,
is
let's
gonna be
go, dude.
ridiculous
To
that we're
be
gonna get
unbelievable,
The
dude.
spread is always just top notch. You might have a couple beers. Who knows? Right? Ryan McNeil's not around. It's okay.
Just a couple beers, you know. And then Josh B in the house, loving the frenzy. Says Tavares hat trick, Panarin hat trick, LOL. And then he goes,
Having fun with it.
"Let's fucking go Rangers!"
Let's go.
The walk off goal, haha, dude.
I honestly did not say anything crazy. I mean, I know my totals were high,
Yeah.
but I think for good reason.
I mean, no, like you said, I think if Avalanche or the Rangers are going to win, it's not going to. I don't think it's going to be shutout games here between both these goaltenders. With the defense could be kind of shoddy on both sides, and just the way the offense. I mean, and then if the Rangers are going to win, they're going to have to score more than 3 goals. It's just it's going to have to happen if they're going to win. And then Michael Bukta says also Isaiah Thomas. He says it's so weird, and then he wants to know if you like Harry Potter.
No. Do you?
I do like Harry Potter.
I like Harry. Ron Weasley.
Happy Christmas.
And the Sorcerer's Stone. It's one of those things, to be honest, someone our age.
Yeah.
I don't get how somebody seriously watches that stuff.
Really?
Honestly.
I mean, have you seen all of them?
Just like,
right.
Bits and pieces.
Because I mean, like when they do, like, I understand maybe the first couple when they're kids, but like when we're getting to like year 5, year 6, I mean, shit goes down. Like people die.
Yeah.
And there's like betrayal and love
and
death. Like it's kind of sick. Like people die, Brian.
But Harry Potter can make Tatum disappear by using his magical wand.
I guess that makes sense.
But yeah, enough. And by the way, too, I feel you'll get around for this. I could give you the official name of the song. It's like a Sopranos thing. So one of the episodes, Tony's in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
They play this song, and it's like, you know how I am with songs like random.
Oh, is it Steely Dan? I don't want to do your dirty work.
Yeah, I didn't tell you about that though, right?
No, but I've seen the scene.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised you knew that
because you do your dirty work.
I've literally last 5 days probably listened to that.
Really?
Times.
That's a great song, dude.
It really is.
It's like you like wake up and get in the car and listen on the way to work in your car.
But yeah, I'm surprised you know, because you haven't. How much of The Sopranos have you seen?
I think the first 3 seasons.
Oh, okay. So I'm surprised like you just knew that right away. Though I have to say, I was impressed with that.
Well, because that song of James Gandolfini singing it is so funny, dude.
Oh yeah, like with the accent and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, it is great, dude.
Good stuff though.
Josh B. Harry Potter's great.
Yeah. And listen, I don't mean to disparage anybody. It's just not me. That's it.
I feel like Josh B hasn't really gotten into the Sopranos talk with us sometimes.
No,
so maybe,
what's your deal there?
Maybe
Josh?
he hasn't seen it.
I almost think no, honestly.
Yeah.
I
mean, geez, when that first came out, I feel like I was like 5 years old. Like when that movie when the show.
I think it's 98 to 08.
Yeah.
Or is it 99? I think 99 to 08. I think it's 99 to 08.
Yeah, 99, 6. Well, only 6 seasons. Yeah. So 05, no? Oh, 07 it says. Yeah, that's
right. Matthew saying, "Oh yes," but nothing for Josh B yet, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And then Michael Bukta back to Tatum. Would you guys be up for Harry Potter making Tatum disappear with his wand? I don't think we need that. And then he says he has not watched Sopranos start to finish. Josh,
here we go.
Do it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, life changer. You don't see it now. You think, oh, come on, that's what I'm telling you. Life changing. Tony's gonna do the same.
Yeah.
Would you have to start from the top, you think, since it's been a while?
Yeah, probably. Just yeah, I would.
Funniest character on the show.
Oh. That's a good question. I mean, I guess in the beginning, Christopher is really funny in the first couple of seasons because he's like trying to write a screenplay. And they figure out with his girlfriend and the whole when he gets tight at the fucking pastry in the fucking pastry shop with the guy who comes in and cuts him. He goes, "Oh my god!" So he goes, "So what? I could go home, fuck your sister, go back 4 days later, and still have my spot in line." Dude,
my
he hilarious, dude.
I think you didn't get to this part, but there's a part where he's like all like doped out or whatever.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend has like a friend there, and he thinks like the girl's trying to have a threesome.
Oh
and
my
like she
God.
isn't.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like so patriotic. It's so tight. Christopher.
So funny.
And then me and Matt say it all the time. But the whole Carmella being tight talking about Tony and his horse is just
dude.
too ridiculous.
It really
It is funny every single time she says it. And then Josh B says nothing against it at all. Yeah. So I'm telling you, Josh B, you got to do it.
Yeah.
Start to finish. Matthew knows. Chamber of Secrets is kind of a weird movie, not going to lie. Order of the Phoenix is so sad. Deathly Hollow Parts 2 is truly epic, the best one. So a little insight there from Michael Buckta, Tony.
Yeah.
But I have to say, this hour and a half almost just completely flew by, no?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I would say so, dude.
So a great Monday show.
Great baseball talk, too, again.
Great baseball talk. Great golf. We were golfing
That's
for 20,
right.
25 minutes.
Mhm.
So yeah, and looking forward to doing it all again tomorrow with all of you. Hopefully the Rangers get the job done tonight.
Me too.
But we really appreciate everybody who tuned in today and continues to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume, merch, downtimetv.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games. Let's go Rangers! And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.